Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're playing MekHQ and some MegaMek. Starting specifically with this battle here, but first let me shout out. We've got Zenith Dante and Metalworker Kevin followed me on Twitch, so welcome to the party guys. Hope you can show up tonight and see the goings on. And I was looking at this deployment that we've got here. We've got Stiletto up here, we've got Ash over here, we've got Warwolf here, and we have Hoser here. Silent Endus, glad you could join us. Always nice to see people in the chat. So I was looking at our deployment, just very roughly. We're kind of prescribing an arc going this way. And all of the enemies, they've got a medium here, they've got a heavy and an assault here, and 2 more assaults here. What I think I would like to try and do is reorganize my forces to where we've got an arc going kind of the other way. And we'll see, we'll see how possible that is. Considering that this assault here is going to have a hard time breaking contact with these guys to move into this area. That is Warwolf in the Stalker right there, which is not a fast mech. It is, however, a very potent mech. You like concentrating forces? So I definitely want to try to bring Tsubasa up this way to join the fray. Hoser, I think, is going to probably sit tight and just pepper all of this with PPCs from where he's at. Ash in the Archer is going to be an up-close combatant, so I'm thinking maybe try to handle this Blackjack and then move on towards supporting against the Rifleman or the Banshee. And Stiletto up here in the Cronus is badly out of position. Her only targets are this Condor over here, which is not going to be easy. We've got a couple of tanks here and another tank here, and honestly none of those are huge threats. Russian bro, I need to get those kills. Yeah, there is a Locust over here that I'm expecting to make a break for it this way, so you might get some shots off on it. And there's a Clint right here that you might engage with on your way up here. But I would really like you, if possible, to be up here supporting Warwolf and Ash, who I consider to be in a very bad position. They're very outnumbered. There are 5 enemy mechs and a tank versus basically the 2 of you just in this quadrant. So, first step, of course, is going to be, I believe, under game now, replace player. We're replacing all of those with Princess. And it is our turn to move, because we have lost initiative twice this match. And I'm thinking, probably going to start with Tsubasa. And I'm thinking something like that. Okay, so the Locust is moving in the direction I had anticipated. The Clint is coming in, I think, trying to flank you, which I think is probably the bigger threat right now, being that it has a damage output of 15 versus the Locust's 16, actually. But it does have definitely the range. Who's in my death radius? Looks like a Clint and a Locust. And the Clint is definitely going to be the easier target. High target movement modifier and a light woods on top. But that Locust is partial cover through at least 2 hexes of woods. You probably don't even have LOS. You're in that Clint's death radius, that's different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, he's in large laser range. Not medium laser range, but definitely large laser range. And I feel like you've got the better damage output and probably more armor. Yeah, he's looking at 72 points of armor versus your 152. So I think in a one-on-one matchup, you've got the Clint. being that just with your medium lasers you can out damage him, and you've got almost twice as much armor. Almost 72, 150, more than. So I think the next move is going to be jumping Stiletto over here, where she's nice and defensive with the jump movement and the heavy woods and the partial cover. And maybe next turn we jump to here and then to here. I think that might be the plan. Because our objective isn't to destroy as many enemies as possible or a certain percentage or anything like that. Our objective is to survive 10 rounds. So while I do want to move to support these guys in here, mainly I want to try to extract those guys if I can. And failing that, try to destroy as much of the enemy as possible, because that makes it easier to survive. Well, guys, just a week until Christmas? I don't follow. I'm pretty sure Christmas was the other day. I'm guessing that that's a joke or a reference of some kind. Or is there maybe something happening in a week that is equivalent to Christmas? Inquiring minds want to know. Ash did get the outfitted archer with the hatchets and the medium lasers. All the medium lasers. So definitely a close-in mech. And jump jets as well, I had forgotten. Mayhaps we can come in here and get some hatchet shots on this Banshee. A slab celebrate on the 7th of January. Ah, I did not know. Well, Merry Christmas next week. Because our Christmas is based on the Eastern Orthodox Church, which still uses the Julian calendar. December 25th falls in the East as January 7th. I did not know that, actually. So, I appreciate you educating me. And I guess it just goes to show that no one can really agree on much of anything when it comes to religion. Including the date of, Christmas. Do we go Stalker versus Stalker? We're not evasive. But then maybe we could back up next turn and the turn after. Try to get some distance there. Yeah, it's a run. It's not great, but I did not mean to do that. Hopefully I didn't just dox myself. Let me detach this and shrink it down real quick. So I can put it over here, so I can put this here. How's that look? That looks alright. Or potentially, no, we can't get the Condor with anything except left arm, and we don't have any left arm. So it looks like it's the Blackjack, or the Rifleman, or the Vedette. And that's gonna be 11s, and what, 14s, 13s? Yeah, difference of 2, duh. So we've got 8s on the Blackjack. We'll go ahead and take that. And I guess a 10 as well. More crits is better. Or potential crits. Alright. So he is firing at you. If I can, he is firing on you on 9s and 10s. We've got 10s on him. And there's a locust over there that you can't even see. Which means he can't see you, which means he's not a threat. So we've got a pair of 10s and how about a pair of 12s? Why not? Do we go up a heat? Yeah, we'll go up a heat on a 12. Sure. This thing is super cool. Does not run hot at all. Okay, so we've got PPCs on 1s on the Stalker. Banshee, PPCs, and an autocannon on 6s, small laser on 6. Oh, because it's +2 on it. Yeah, the Banshee on a 4 might be worth doing. I really want to knock this this Banshee down. Oh, yeah. It was a Christmas gift, so I hope everyone else got what they were hoping for. My big present that I appreciate most, I think, is the new Forza Horizon game, bought for me by Gemini. So yeah, I hope everyone got or is going to get everything they hope for, up to and including world peace. I wish. 8? No. Okay, we're gonna do medium lasers instead on 8s. My wife told me to buy what I wanted. That was a mistake. Was it more minis? I'll bet it was more minis. Alright, now let's see what this Mark II Stalker can do. On 7s versus 8s. D&D stuff and computer games. Nice, nice. I definitely support that decision. D&D stuff and computer games is always a win. $16. I was hoping for something a little better than that. Because as it is, we're not using up all of our heat. Because we've got that combat computer quirk, which is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, we literally have no target for our LRMs. Ooh, Ash is gonna be getting a beating this round. Rifleman on... That doesn't want to tell me. How about the blackjack? 9s and 7s. Well, we've got 9s. So we'll take 9s for all that it's worth. Alright, the enemy Banshee, number 55. This is the dangerous one. Number 55, the dangerous one. I'll try to remember that. On 6s, hits with the autocannon and the small laser, but missed with the PPC. So that's 8 total damage to our Stalker, to the left leg and right arm. So that could have been worse. The other Banshee on 11s and 8s, missing the Archer. The Rifleman at the Archer, landing both large lasers to the center torso and left torso. The Cronus at the Blackjack, landing that large laser to the right torso, missing with the SRMs. The Clint on the Blackjack, missing on 9s and 10s. The Condor at the Cronus started a fire in our hex, but missed with everything else. Started a fire with the autocannon and not the lasers. You know the thought experiment about a pile of sand? How many grains of sand constitute a pile? Is the military version how many individual targets until it becomes a target-rich environment? Yeah, we can say yes to that. How many grains of sand is a target-rich environment? And I'd say that we're there. We're in a target-rich environment, is how I would describe it. Conversely, the enemy is in a target-poor environment, which means that they're concentrating fire on us, which is maybe less good. The enemy blackjack landing looks like 2 medium lasers on our archer to the left arm and the center torso again, and the autocannon 2 to the left arm. And best response is, I'll know it when I'll see it. So that's another 12 damage on the archer. Our blackjack at the Clint, missing on 10s and 12s. Hoser on the Banshee, 55, the dangerous one. Landing 2 of the 3 PPCs to the right leg and left torso, and landing 2 medium lasers to the right torso and right arm. So splashing around a little bit, not concentrating fire anywhere just yet. Vedette at the Stalker, missing with the SRM2. Stalker on Stalker combat. We landed a large laser to his left arm, a medium laser to his left arm, missed with 3 medium lasers in a row, and an SRM6. Landed 4 of the other SRM6 to the left arm, right torso, left leg, left arm. Left arm is down to 6 armor. That's cool. Their Stalker missing with both large lasers and landing 4 SRMs to the right leg, center torso, head, and center torso. Because apparently Warwolf does not have edge allocated for head hits. If this doesn't go pear-shaped, is that something that you would consider changing? Or do you like it the way it is? And 6 more missiles to the legs, to the center torso, left torso, right arm. Down to 23 armor on the leg, 25 armor on that left torso. Our archer on their Banshee, 54, the not dangerous one, or the less dangerous one, had a 5-6. Landing just 1 medium laser to the center torso and 1 to the right leg. Warwolf stays standing, needs a 5, gets a 5. Ash needs a 5, gets a 7. Their Banshee needs a 5, gets Snake Eyes, takes 10 to the right leg and right arm. And then their Stalker also falls, taking 5 to the chest and 4 to the left torso, destroying the searchlight, and forcing a consciousness check. First one of the match. Alright, so that is what I would call a significant, I don't want to say a devastation. Devastation is a little premature, but that was a solid round for us. And we're going to kick him on a 3, and we're going to hatchet him on a 5. Alright, their Banshee kicks our archer in the left leg for 19 damage, leaving us with 11 armor remaining. So that's less than great. We kicked their Stalker in the left leg for 17, and our hatchet attack misses on a 3. That's unfortunate. Still, I'd say we came out on top of that round, and we'll see here in a second. We're at 97, they're at 96. And we have reinforcements arriving on round 7, and we've finally won the initiative after two times we lost the initiative. Want to save Warwolf for last, I think. Poser, I think I know what we want to do. Tsubasa. We want to Clint in our rear arc. We do have arms that flip. Oh, he didn't go for our rear arc. Maybe not yet. I guess it's gonna be Stiletto next. Go 3 hexes and still see him. Yeah, I like that. Try to keep a rein on the heat levels. Stalker is only a 4/6. Banshee is a 2/4. I think I definitely want to try kicking that Banshee. But maybe we don't turn all the way. Or do we do what we had originally planned and go reverse? Puts us at his minimum range for his autocannon and his PPC, so he's going to be needing like 4s again. But it keeps him in medium range. It's the same penalty for walking. Medium lasers and SRMs. So that's going to be what? 4, 5 for walking, 6, 7 for woods. 6, 7 for woods. 7s again. I suspect if we try to kick him, he's going to go for the punch. Yeah, I don't think I want to get into melee match against a Banshee. That's too much damage in too concentrated. One punch could theoretically crit the cockpit. I don't like those odds. And that leaves us with Ash, who maybe walk? I'd love to get those hatchets into play again and hopefully do better with them the second time. That Banshee didn't move. If we stand still, he's going to need 4s to hit us. We're going to need 4s to hit him, right? Ash. Oh no, Ash is a 6/3. We would need 6s with our medium lasers. But we have 8 of them versus his PPC autocannon 5 small laser. It does subject us to fire from the rifleman as well. Whereas this gives us cover from both of them. Yeah, I'm gonna play this defensively because our objective again is to survive. Oh, I forgot. Hold on, we have jump jets. Can do a little pirouette maybe. No. Alright, Pegasus doesn't skid. The Cronus will generate 2 more heat for starting the round in a fire. Banshee gets up on a 4, needs a 4, gets an 11. Alright. Stiletto on the Blackjack. This is going to be medium laser spam on 10s. And 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe we'll get a better shot next round. I'll save my heat build up for then. Oh, Tsubasa getting double teamed over here. From a pair of autocannon 2s on 11s. 9s and 10s from the Clint. Whereas we've got 9s. Go to 5. Yeah, we'll go to 5. We'll keep one of the largest silent next turn, jump out of there probably. On 2s versus 5s. Let's try and wail on this Banshee some more. You see what I did there? That was 5s and 7s with the large. 5 and 7. Yeah, we'll take a 7 over some 9s. And Warwolf. 7s or 6s. Let's try our luck on these 7s again. It should be more than half of everything hitting, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll build up 1 heat on a 12. And finally, Ash. Alright, I'm back. What did I miss from the previous attack phase? You got hit in the head by an SRM. And I had asked, because I didn't realize you weren't there, I had asked if you wanted, assuming we survive this, do you want to use Edge to redirect head hits, or no? Other than that, we exchanged fire. We took a little bit of damage. We dished out better than we took. Okay, you don't have to shout. Point taken. I thought I was following your wishes. I thought you didn't want edge for head hits, but I guess I was mistaken. I don't know where I got that thought. Alright, their Banshee, 55, the dangerous one. Hits our stalker in the left leg with a PPC, hits us in the right torso with a small laser. Rifleman at the archer, landing a medium laser to the left arm. Cronus landing a hit on the blackjack's left leg for 5. Clint hitting our blackjack with a medium laser to the left arm, down to 9 armor there. Condor laying into that stalker's right torso rear for 5 points, leaving us with 4 armor there. Okay. I was against it until I noticed the injuries you love to give my characters. Okay. Well, I will... You know what? I don't have to wait. I should be able to just do this right now. Oh, Veil. Wait, you not have any edge triggers set? Thought I had hit that some of them. Alright, after this battle, I'm just going to go through and just enable that for everyone. I'm just going to go through, I'm going to enable all of the edge for all the people so that I know that it's done and done right. It's not on purpose. I don't know what to say. We did hit the Clint in the left torso with a large laser and the left arm with a large laser. He hasn't used artillery yet. This is true. I'm not going into the artillery route. Vidette at the Cronus missing on a 12. Hoser at the Banshee hitting with all 3 PPCs to the right torso, the right arm down to 1 armor, and the left leg. Large laser to the right torso down to 7 armor there. The Vidette missing the Stalker. Deploy the M16 nuclear artillery. You know how I feel about nukes, Lark, and I know how you feel about nukes. So, I guess we're at an impasse. Our Stalker, that is to say, Lark, missing both large lasers and 3 out of 4 medium lasers, only landing 1 to the left leg. Missing with the first SRM6, and only hitting with 2 SRMs from the second SRM6 to the left arm and center torso. That was some terrible dice rolling, Lark. This is why we don't use artillery anymore. That's... Of the lasers, 1 out of 6. Can't aim too good when I'm being shook around with an SRM blasting my cockpit. The Hunter launching an LRM-20 at the Cronus on an 11 almost hits. And the enemy Stalker at our Stalker needing 8s as he's prone. That Stalker is also a really good pilot. Or, wait. 4's not. 4's average. I don't know what I'm talking about. I was thinking that he would need better than 8s though, considering that he's prone. Landing 2 large lasers to the right arm and left torso. Fortunately, both places where we have plenty of armor. And Ash missing on all 8 medium lasers on 10s. Veil stays standing, needs a 5, gets a 5. The Banshee, number 55, needs a 6, gets a 4. Takes 5 to the left torso, 5 to the right arm, going internal. And does avoid pilot damage. So Ash on the Rifleman. Do we hatch it? On a 6. We can kick on a 5. We can do double punches on 6s. This Rifleman, if I'm not mistaken, has very thin head armor. Yeah, it does. 1 punch to his head is all it would take to go internal. And for that reason, I'm going to take 2 shots at his head. Oh, we did go internal on his head, but we didn't crit out the cockpit, which would have been nice. The Rifleman does kick our Archer in the right leg for 13, leaving us with 17 armor. And then we punched him, aside from the head, also the right torso, leaving him with 8 armor. We need a 2 to stay standing, and obviously we get it. Chuck Connors is the Rifleman. That's a movie, if I'm not mistaken, right? I don't know who Chuck Connors is, but I assume he was in it. So the Blackjack is at 5 heat. Everyone else is at 1 or less. Their Clint is at 4. Their Rifleman is at 4. Everyone else is at 0. Still fire burning. We've won initiative again. Nice. And we're also pulling ahead in the BV match, 95.5 to their 93. You're showing your age, Lark. Correct me if I'm wrong, but The Rifleman was like a classic movie, like from the, I want to say 60s or 70s, maybe. I don't know. I'm uncultured. We know this. We run, yeah. I think so. It's minimally evasive. Or, no, we said we were going to jump, and we're going to jump. And we're going to try to take cover if we can. At least some partial cover. I mean, to be honest, not doing terribly against these guys right now. The Rifleman was a serialized TV show. Classic black and white Lone Ranger era stuff. My grandmother was a fan. But 23, I just get around culturally. You and me both, Varank. You and me both. Lark just makes people feel old. Okay, so that's not great. Poser, yeah, you're going to stand still. And maybe take some pot shots at that stalker that's trying to get in your grill. Warwolf is trying to get away from this Banshee and the stalker. He is taking too much, well, not that much of a beating, to be honest. I mean, his arm is getting thin, his leg is getting thin. Lark makes people feel old whilst juxtaposing the situation by bringing up things only people your age would know or older. That is true. He's an old soul. Something like that. I don't. Yeah, he's somehow able to make me acutely aware of how long ago things happened, I guess. Does Ash want to jump? Or do we want to hatchet this Banshee in the back? I think we want to hatchet the Banshee in the back. We're going tail to tail with that rifleman who can flip arms, but only with the large lasers, and he doesn't have the heat sinks. The Stalker finally stood up, needs an 8, gets an 8 because of minimal arms. Pegasus succeeds in avoiding a skid. The Clint moves backwards over an elevation change, rolls a 4 and falls down, takes damage to his right leg that goes critical on his hip and lower leg. So he is now taking PSRs when he runs and jumps. His movement points are abysmal now, and furthermore, he's prone at the moment. And he's going to have a hard time getting up. It's a cocktail of digging around obscurities of my hobbies while living in a post-Soviet country that was behind the cultural loop while growing up. I mean, it checks out. I'm not saying there's anything suspicious about your story or how you became so worldly at such a young age. But yeah, you've lived quite a life for someone of your youth. And I know that you say you move like an old man, but I don't know where I was going with that, but I was trying to make you feel better about just everything in general. And failing miserably. Yeah, I'm well aware. We've got 10s on the Clint, 9s on the Stalker, 12s there, it's going to be 12s there. Alternately, since we are cooling down, we can forego a couple of the medium lasers. Locust on 10s, which means we're basically guaranteed to glance. Tens versus 9s on the Stalker. So go ahead and zeros. 6. We'll go for the guaranteed hits. Insult to injury. Alright, we'll see if we can get a little lucky with some of that stuff. Yeah, we'll stay at 4 heat. I know I said this mech runs cold, but I'm pushing it pretty hard for all that. I mean, it has plenty of heat sinks. It also just has lots of lasers. Alright. Enemy Banshee, number 55, the dangerous one, lands a PBC and an autocannon 5 on Warwolf's Stalker to the left arm and the right torso. Both of those armors are still in the teens, high teens. The rifleman at the archer, he flipped arms. He's letting loose with 1 large laser and 2 autocannons. The laser and one of the autocannons both hit the left leg, critting the hip and the jump jet. Ash might be about to go down. That's going to be a tough roll to make, even for someone of your skill. And also 5 to the left arm from the other autocannon. Ash at the Banshee, landing, looks like 3 medium lasers to the right torso rear, left torso rear, and the right leg. But unfortunately, his armor holds. The Condor at the Cronus, hitting the right torso rear again. Is it again? No, it's just the first time. Right torso rear takes 5, 0 armor remaining. And then a machine gun, which is rerolled with edge. I understand the irony, and I understand the pain you must be in, Lark, and I apologize. Um, the enemy blackjacket, our archer, hits the right torso with a medium laser, missing with everything else. Or no, hitting Ash in that damaged left leg with an autocannon 2, and also the center torso for 2. Our Cronus at the Blackjack hit him in the center torso with a large laser. The Locust in the back of our Blackjack hits with a medium laser to the right torso rear, leaving us with 1 armor. Hoser lands a PPC on the Stalker's left arm, left leg, and right torso, going internal but not quite getting the crit on both of those. Large laser to the right torso, medium laser to the right torso. Medium laser to the right leg, left torso, and left arm, leaving that left arm with 5 structure remaining. Which is then immediately destroyed by Lark and the Stalker, hitting him in that damaged left arm with the large laser, transferring into the left torso. Missing with all the other lasers, but landing all of his first LRM-10 to the center torso and left torso. 5 from the first SRM-6 splashing around. That left torso is down to 4 armor, right torso is down to 8. Their Stalker at Hoser needing 8s and 10s with his large lasers and SRMs and missing with everything. Our Blackjack at the Locust glancing off his right torso for 4. Yeah, Ash goes down on the second roll. Takes 7, 5 to that damaged left leg and 2 to the left arm. Yay, paint is still good. Yeah, it is, fortunately. Their Stalker also falls, takes 9 damage to the right torso rear, going internal but not getting the crit, and does manage to avoid the damage on a 9 or better with a 12. So that was some good dice on his part. The Locust kicking our Blackjack in the right leg for 4, doesn't knock us down. Perfect stream to have soup too, especially when I schwack off the Stalker arms. Yeah. You and Hoser are annihilating this Banshee and this Stalker. That is going much better than I had anticipated. Our Blackjack and our Awesome both at 4 heat, Stalker at 2. Their Blackjack is at 4, their Rifleman is at 5, their Stalker is at 4. We've won initiative for the 3rd time in a row. Our battle value has dropped significantly down to 91, but they're still behind at 88. And we're ever closer to reinforcements arriving. Oh, Vedette coming in to join the party. Pegasus and the Hunter over here doing their thing as well. Hoser, stand there and PPC stuff. Warwolf. Sounds great to me. I knew you would agree. Warwolf can be pretty evasive and put some heavy woods between him and that Banshee. And also be at 3 hexes from this Stalker, which, I mean, is not a bad place to be. As the saying goes, war is war, but dinner comes on time. I've never heard that saying, but I can definitely support that. Alright, Stiletto, your back is in rough shape. And Ash, your leg is in rough shape. Tsubasa. Can we mess up this Clint a little more, maybe? He's already busted his hip up. Was it his right hip? I forget. I think it was his left. No, it is his right leg, I believe. Critted his hip, right? Yeah, that's his right leg that's bum. Maybe get some back shots on this blackjack. Yeah, that's in his back. It's going to be a difficult shot considering the jump, but it's going to be even more difficult for him because we're in heavy woods. Alright, Ash. There we go. With 2 movement points and nowhere to move to, even with a run, any of these hexes is going to take at least 2 movement points to get into, and you've only got 1 to spare after you get up. Is it worth getting up and potentially falling again? Because that Banshee's going to kick your leg out. Do we give him the right side? I mean, he's going to go internal, but it's better than getting the left side. Yeah, let's give him the right leg to kick. I think that's the best move. A 5, come on. Yeah, we got it. Alright, the Clint needs an 8, gets a 12, stands up. Needs an 8, gets a 9 for running. The Banshee stands up on needs a 4, gets a 5. The Stalker needs an 8, gets a 7. Takes 9 damage to the right arm and left leg, critting his upper and lower leg actuators. Fails to avoid damage, makes a second consciousness check. Condor sideslips 1 hex. Archer needs a 5, gets a 9. So nice rolling there, Ash. Alright, Stiletto. We were going to have you fire into the back of this blackjack on a 7. And maybe do some crit seeking on a 9. Tsubasa on the right arc of this Clint. Oh, taking fire from the Banshee, which is on 8s. We've got 7s on the Clint. That's going to be a cooldown turn for us with firing 5 lasers of medium or bigger on a cooldown turn. That's why I love this blackjack. Poser, you only have 1 target, and that's the Stalker, who is prone, missing an arm, almost about to lose a leg. Yeah, I think it's time for you to advance next turn and try to engage this Banshee, finish him off. Or, I mean, what do you need to hit this Clint? 2s. Ones. Oh. Oh, boo. 2, yeah, we'll do that. And Warwolf, you're on the right side of that Stalker. Hey, Snyder. Cooldown turn and you fire more weapons than most mechs of that way even have. Exactly. Double heat sinks for the win. Okay, we've got the Banshee on 8s. And is this shot? That shot is going into our rear arc. Probably an autocannon 2. Autocannon 5. Needs an 11. So do we take 8s on the Banshee or 7s on the Stalker? Considering the Stalker might already be dead by the time you fire. let's try and knock this Banshee down. Actually, is that Stalker trying to flee? No, he's not yet. Perfect. Or, if we've got a target, we could... No, no. No, we're gonna be at 0 heat. Or, could launch some LRMs at this Clint if we go for the Stalker instead. Stalker's the easier target. The Banshee's the bigger threat, I think. Because he's not prone. Yeah, let's do it that way. This is a tough decision. Needs 11s and 7s. 7s. What's an autocannon too? I'm not super worried about that. We have the partial cover from him. No, we don't, because he's elevated. So that might still go critical. Alright, enemy Banshee number 55 lands an autocannon 5 to the right torso of our Blackjack. Banshee 54 missing on 11s and 8s. Nice. Enemy Rifleman landing a medium laser on Ash's right torso. The Cronus missing the Blackjack on 7s and 9s. Clint missing the Blackjack on 8s and 11s. The Blackjack missing the Archer on 11s, but hitting on 7s to the left arm and right arm. Left arm is taking a beating. Down to 1 armor there. Our Blackjack at the Clint, destroying that left arm, transferring into the left torso, going internal but not quite critting. Medium laser to the right torso, medium laser to the left torso, going into the center torso, leaving him with 10 armor. Locust on the side of our Blackjack, hitting with a small laser to the head, transferring to the left torso, and a small laser to the right torso. Vedette missing our Stalker on an 11. Hoser critting out the Stalker's left torso SRM-6 ammo and destroying it completely. Which makes me glad that I had Lark attacking the Banshee, hitting with a medium laser to the left arm, medium laser to the center torso, and 8 SRMs splashing around. Right torso is down to 1 armor, right leg is down to 7. And then Ash at the Banshee hitting the left arm with 2 medium lasers, and the right torso with a 3rd. Banshee 55 needs a 5, gets an 8. On 3s, those are guaranteed to hit. This might be the only chance we get. That Banshee is going to obliterate our right leg. I mean, not destroy it, but like cripple us. And then the Rifleman, if we're lucky, will hit the same leg. If we're not lucky, we're going down and staying down. So we've got 3s on the Banshee. Got A3 on the Rifleman. Alright, let's try to punch his head off. Alright, so the Rifleman kicks the Archer in the right leg for 13, not 12. Oh, he's a melee specialist. So yeah, I thought we were going to have 1 point left in that right leg. We have none, because he has an SPA that I didn't account for. So Ash is going down due to a destroyed right leg, but not before punching the Banshee in the left torso and the center torso. Also, the Locust kicked our Blackjack in the leg for 4. Ash goes down, takes 5 to the left torso rear and 2 to the right torso rear. Needs a 12 to avoid damage and a 3 to stay conscious, which she barely makes, rolling exactly 3. Okay, so definitely need to be reinforcing that northern section. We are still pulling away in the BV. We've completely destroyed one of their mechs, an assault mech at that. They're at 76%, we're at 87%, and our initiative winning streak continues, maybe because we have a +3 bonus that I hadn't really noticed before. Okay, first things first. Warwolf, you're going head to head with this Banshee again. It didn't go so well last time, but I feel better about it this time because we're in heavy woods. Hoser, it is time to advance. Needs a 5 to avoid bogging down in the swamp. And we get it. No. I definitely want you to be more evasive than that. Oh, Hoser, that Banshee is on your left side. But that's okay, we're actually moving up here to support Ash. Try to keep these two from double teaming her to death. I mean, might as well stay facing them, right? I mean, it's either that or turn your back. Actually, your left arm is weak. How about we turn your right side to the rifleman? See if we can save that arm. Alright, starting with the biggest guns. We've got 5s on the Vedette, 7s on the Banshee. Means Banshee's gonna have at least 9s on us, right? Eights. I mean, if we can land 3 of these, we might be able, or if we can land 2, we might be able to knock it down. Rocking that heat curve at 4 heat. That's it. I'm just trying to plan next turn for Stiletto, because honestly, this is kind of just going back and forth and not really accomplishing much over here. So, you guys can't see what I'm rolling again. We'll take 7s on the, I think. I'll take 1 large and all the mediums. Be heat neutral going into next turn. Alright, Warwolf. You have, I think, only, well, you could flip arms and target the Banshee, but that would only be, well, what all would we be able to fire? On the 11s, 12s, 11. That puts us at 30 heat, which is kind of for a mech with as much heat sinking capability. 11s and other terrible numbers and only building up 30 heat versus. Oh, no. Did not mean to fire the alarm there. Larges, medium, skip. Versus 38 heat on 8s. Yeah, we're gonna fry us a vedette. On 9s, so not great. Alright, the Banshee missing Hoser on 8s and 5s. Got lucky there. The Banshee on the Archer, hitting the PPC where the right leg was, transferring into the right torso, and a small laser to the left torso. The Rifleman, missing with the large laser, hitting the chest with the autocannon 5. Hits the left torso with a medium laser, costing us a point of edge. Center torso with an autocannon. Medium laser to the right torso, critting on one of our heat sinks. Bastard. And leaving us with 13 internal structure. Your paint. Your paint is fine. You haven't taken any hits yet. You have, however, returned fire on the Banshee, hitting with 2 PPCs to the left leg and left torso. That's going to force a PSR. And then a medium laser on the Vedette tank to the left side. Cronus missing the shot on the Blackjack. The Blackjack missing its shots on Ash with 12s. Locust missing Hoser. Blackjack hitting the Clint in the left leg, critting on his hip. That Clint must have the weak leg armor quick, because he shouldn't be taking crits normally. And then finishing the job with a medium laser to the right torso, critting on his ammo. So the Clint is no more, destroyed by ejection. The Vedette at the Cronus missing on an 11, the Vedette on the Awesome missing on 9s and 11s. Stalker on the Vedette hitting the rear with a large laser, the right side with a large laser, stunning the crew for a turn. Hitting with 1 medium laser to the front, costing it half of its movement points, and then landing 5 SRMs, immobilizing it, and leaving it with 8 armor on the right side. Ash on the Banshee on 9s, hitting the left torso and the left leg, and the left arm. So all down the left side. Banshee, 55, needs a 5, gets a 7. Alright, now it's probably going to come out of your paint. We will punch him on a 7. Rifleman kicking Ash in the right arm for 13. Banshee missing his kick on the Archer on a 3, rolled a 2. Banshee punches Hoser in the left torso for 10. Hoser punches the Banshee in the left arm for 8, leaving it with 2 armor. And then the Banshee that missed his kick needs a 6, gets a 10. So yes, the paint has officially been scuffed. See, Hoser's at 4 heat, everyone else is running cool. The Rifleman is at 9 heat, so he's going to be taking targeting penalties, among other things. We have won the initiative due entirely to our bonus. We're at 85%, they're at 69%. It's round 6. Our reinforcements arrive next turn. Time to get the elite techs ready for doing a new paint job. Just let me know what color you want it. Alright, Ash. like to try to get you behind this Banshee if I could. Tsubasa, you got your kill. So that was cool. I know this is potentially going to put you within kicking range of that Banshee, but you're in a heavy woods and you're dumping. He's a better shot than he is a kicker. Well, I guess with the -2, he's just as good with the kick. Matter of fact, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 7 is not great odds for trying to avoid a 20-point kick to the head. We'll go here. That way, at least if he kicks us, it's not in the head. That's going to be 2 more turns minimum. Dang it, why are these mechs so slow? Actually, Hoser, I think I want you to engage that Banshee first. Warwolf can come up here. Great. Gonna be another turn, Ash. Can you hold out? Hmm. Was that the Locust? Yeah, that was the Locust. And then Ash. Yeah, your right side is pretty well gone. You need to get your left side chewed up more to equal it out. Condor needs a 4, gets a 4. Alright. Let's start with Ash on this Banshee on 9s. And I'm actually really glad that it's oversunk right now. Stiletto into the back of the Banshee. Still has substantial armor. We'll go up to 4 heat there on the 6s. Tsubasa. Where is this Vidette weakest? It looks like the right side. We have access to the right side? We do not. Second most. Like the rear. On 7s versus 9s and 12s. Yeah, we'll go with the rear, that should be. Two larges and two mediums on 7s and 9s. Take a cooldown turn. Be ready for next turn. Yeah, I like that. Hoser at the Banshee on 4s. And we'll leave the legs free for kicking. Or do we leave the arms free for punching? Time to knock him down. That's going for the double punch on this guy this time. Unless we knock him down, in which case we can't punch him. Warwolf. looks like only has targets behind. So we'll target the rear as much as possible on 4s and 5s and 4s and still have plenty of heat to burn. Alright, the Banshee at Hoser. Hits him with the autocannon 5 to the left torso, hits him in the right torso with a small laser. Banshee 54 at the Archer. Missing with the PPC and the autocannon, hitting with the small laser, and critting out the same double heat sink and another one. Kick to knock him down. I wanted to get the medium lasers off. I'm hoping to hit him with all the lasers and chew up his armor and then double punch him in the face. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe next turn, depending on how things go, we'll go for the kick. But the way the heat management worked this time, I wanted to be able to fire the 4 medium lasers instead of the large laser, just because it's so much more damage. So I was prioritizing the weapons fire phase over the melee phase. And if that was against your wishes, then I apologize. And I'll try to be more attentive next time. Ash at the Banshee, hitting the right leg, the left torso, and the left leg, so splashing it around, but not penetrating anywhere. Rifleman at the Archer hits with a medium laser and an autocannon 5, both to the left torso, critting out a double heatsink and a medium laser. And a medium laser to the center torso, leaving us with 3 armor. Not a problem, kill them however you can. I like that attitude. Cronus at the Banshee, hitting with 1 medium laser to the right torso rear, 4 SRMs to the right arm, right leg, and left torso rear. They do hate archers. Yes, they do. Blackjack missing Hoser on 11s. Locust hitting Hoser on 6s to the left torso, center torso. That left torso is actually really hurt right now. A small laser to the right torso. Our Blackjack on the Vedette hitting the rear with a large laser and a medium laser, immobilizing it again. Hoser hitting the Banshee, number 55, in the left torso with a PPC, the right leg critical with a PPC, critting the upper leg. The medium lasers to the left torso, left arm, left leg, left arm, critting out a bunch of actuators. And then Lark at the same Vedette, hitting the right side, and right side with 3 medium lasers, destroying it. And then hitting it a bunch more times. Hoser stays standing. The Banshee falls down, taking 10 to the right torso, leaving it with 15 armor. Fails to his seatbelt check, but does stay conscious. Banshee 55 falls, breaks his left arm off, and transfers into the left torso, critting on his autocannon. And then needing an 8 to avoid damage and failing, making his first consciousness check. They may hate archers, but we hate their banshees. And yes, we will kick him while he's down on a 3. Rifleman kicking the archer in the center torso, double critting the gyro. Ash, it might be time to eject. And then the Cronus kicking the Banshee in the left arm, going internal but not getting the crit. Cronus at 4 heat. Everyone else running cool. Their Rifleman is down to 7 heat. Their unconscious pilot wakes up and will presumably begin fleeing now. We have won the initiative again, and we would have lost if not for our bonus. We're down to 83%, they're down to 61%. And if I'm not mistaken, here come reinforcements. Although they're kind of not in the best place. It's going to take them a few turns to really make a difference. These guys are going to be able to move in on these tanks real quick. These guys are going to move in on this pilot. and maybe start taking shots on these guys. Either way, we only need to hold out for another 3 turns. So many of them, it's glorious. Unfortunately, it does mean that our team has to move like 4 mechs to their 1. Hoser. Is this Banshee gonna get back up? I know he took some actuator damage. Upper leg, lower leg. So that's +2 to his piloting, so he's gonna need the 6 to stand up. That's not a difficult roll. But he is now at 2-3, and that is gonna take up his entire turn. Except maybe if he could move 1 hex. Hoser, I think the move is to stand still and keep blasting him. Warwolf, get in here and scare off that rifleman. Maybe turn left torso away from his shots. Yeah. That would have been a complete 180, and that would preclude us from kicking him. I regret nothing. At least this way he's shooting at our front arc, which has less than a 1 in 6 chance of hitting that torso. And also, he's down to 2 guns. And only one of them would penetrate. Still, I'm just glad you don't have ammo to worry about blowing up or anything like that. Have and I'm gonna pick up Ash as soon as she ejects. Because at this point it wouldn't take much more than a PPC or a large laser to completely destroy the mech. I want to keep the mech. Banshee is withdrawing. Oh, so it is. Number 55. Yeah, that's this guy. Which means the other one is not withdrawing. Alright, Banshee needs a 6 to get standing, rolls a 7. Banshee 54 needs a 6, gets a 4, takes 5 to the chest and 5 to the left torso. Banshee 54 falls again, takes 5 to the chest and 5 to the right torso. Needs a 6 to avoid damage, both times rolls 8s, and then makes a 3rd attempt to get up and fails again, taking 5 to the right leg and 5 to the left torso, and again managing to avoid taking any damage. Ash safely ejects from the archer and will be picked up by Stiletto at the end of the round. Assuming. I know, it's not a great idea to assume, but it doesn't feel like terrible. Yeah, you're not going anywhere. You're not shooting anyone either. Warwolf on this drone banshee? Yes. On 4s? Yeah, we'll unload everything on him on 4s. Including one of the LRMs on a 10. And build up 2 heat. Good gravy, this thing is audacious. Do we go 5 heat on 8s? I think we're gonna go 5 heat on an 8. I come back just in time to see our archer eject. Yeah, it was unfortunate, but it had taken 2 gyro hits and it was 12 points away from being trashed. Like, literally destroying the mech completely. And I didn't figure he would survive 12 points, so I did what I had to do. Sorry. But we saved the pilot, or we're going to save the pilot, and we saved the mech. So that's the important things. On a 9. No, I'll take the 3s, thank you very much. Or he is withdrawing. Do we go for the kill? Do we go for the kill or do we let him withdraw? That's a question. I'm going to give you a minute or so to respond. And then after we decide what we're going to do with Hoser, then we'll follow up with Tsubasa. Do we have any more targets? In this part of the map, not so much. There's a pilot here. There's a locust here. We'll be able to take on the locust next round, I think, depending on what he does. The banshee and the rifleman are, there's too many woods, and you're like 3 turns away from being able to attack either one of them. We've got the blackjack on 9s. Yeah, we've got the blackjack on 9s. We've got the banshee on 3s. Those are the only things you have eyes on besides that pilot. They might shoot Lark if we start firing on their retreating mechs. Up to the commander, I have no issue with shooting that banshee. I also don't feel bad about blowing a locust up. I mean, Lark's already gonna be getting shot at, like, a lot. On 10s. And from the rifleman on some things. It doesn't want to tell me. We'd be shooting into his left arc. That would be his left torso and his left leg. That left leg is tempting. It really is. But then I don't want them to do the same thing to us if our positions were reversed. So we'll do, I guess, the honorable thing and let the banshee escape. Tsubasa then... Oh, dang it, I should have taken the 9s on the blackjack. That was stupid. Shouldn't have decided to do nothing. That was... I don't know why that thought was in my head. Because now Tsubasa doesn't have a target at all. Alright. That is Lark at the Banshee, hitting the right arm with both large lasers down to 1 armor there. Landing 2 medium lasers to the right torso, the left leg, the right leg, critting on a heat sink. 4 SRMs to the right arm, center torso, right torso, going internal bunches of times, but only critting on the PPC 3 times. With second SRM 6 hits with 5 missiles, splashing everywhere. That right torso is down to 12 structure. Our allied rifleman at the Pegasus, hitting it for 10 points in the rear. Oh, that's a 3C. Hey, a PPC critted is a PPC not splashed at us. I agree. And I'm not mad about critting on the PPC. I'm mad about critting on practically nothing else with all of those SRMs. And we got 3 crits to that location and they all hit that same PPC. It is what it is, and now that PPC can't be critted anymore. Matter of fact, yeah, that's the only thing in that torso to crit on. So maybe next turn, if we hit that right torso, we'll crit on his, they'll transfer into his center torso. We'll see. So, Rifleman 3C, landing an autocannon 10 in the back of that Pegasus. The Banshee missing the Stalker on a 10. Cronus at the Rifleman, hitting the left arm and the right arm with medium lasers. Rifleman at the Stalker, hitting a medium laser to the left torso, leaving us with 12 armor. Blackjack at the Stalker, hitting the left torso for 2 more, leaving us with 10. Locust on the Stalker, missing on 9s. The Crusader at the Hunter, missing on 9s. Vedette at the Rifleman 3C, landing an autocannon 5 to its left torso. And that's it. No one had to roll to stay standing. Interesting. Alright, Hoser. We are not punching the Banshee. Warwolf. We are kicking a Banshee on a 2. Rifleman kicks the Stalker in the left leg, leaving us with 0 armor remaining. Stalker kicking the Banshee in the center torso, critting on his gyro. Stalker stays standing. Cronus is at 5 heat, Stalker is at 2 heat, enemy Rifleman is at 5 heat, friendly Rifleman is at 4 heat. Ash is picked up by the Cronus, piloted by Stiletto, and Heavy Smoke overpowers Light Smoke. We have won the initiative, and furthermore, we've won initiative within our team. We're down to 77%, they're down to 56%. Alright, Banshee 55 is still withdrawing, so we're going to let him do that. Come up here and try to get eyes on that Rifleman. Stiletto. I keep seeing like eject and self-destruct. I'm like, no, those are not what I want to do. I want to jump. All I want to do. This Cronus, does it have heat sinks in the legs? What has it got in the legs? Nothing. Although potentially if we fall, it'll flood the right torso. Which does have a heat sink, 2 jump jets, and 2 medium lasers. Yeah, I don't think I want to jump into water. As much as I'd like to get back shots on that Blackjack, it's not worth the risk. So we're just gonna do this way, I think. Gonna jump over the swamp so we don't get stuck in it. And hopefully we'll have a shot on that Locust this turn. Warwolf. Back up and I guess take shots at rifleman, or do we want to kill this Banshee? Banshee's down to just a small laser. Do we stand still and take the easy shot? Or do we try to take out this rifleman that's been giving us heck this whole time? The Banshee will wait. Let's take out this rifleman. He still has guns. Alright, the Banshee 54 tries to get up with a damaged gyro and sprinting, no less. Needs an, if he hadn't been sprinting, he would have gotten up with that 9. But instead, he goes internal on his right arm and left torso rear, critting out the autocannon and making his first consciousness, or second consciousness check. Then he tries to get up again, takes 5 to the left torso, critting out the autocannon 5 3 more times, and 5 to the center torso, going internal but not critting. Tries to get up a third time, takes 10 to the arms, critting out his upper arm and leaving his right arm with 1 structure, and avoiding to take more damage to the pilot. Pegasus succeeds in flanking and turning, Locust succeeds in backing over an elevation change, and the Condor succeeds in moving backwards over an elevation change. We'll spend this turn cooling down. Got eyes on the rifleman on 13th though. Oh, the Locust is taking shots at us. We've got 7s on the rifleman. That's going to be a deal. 7 and 8s. We'll do 3 8s and be a cooldown turn. Down to 3. Warwolf, also at the rifleman on 7s. That'll be 1 2 1 2 3 4. And 1 2. And that puts us at -1 heat at the end, which is 0 heat. Ignore me. So the 3C rifleman hitting the hunter in the front this time with his autocannon 10. And also a medium laser. Cronus missing on 9s, Enforcer missing the Locust on 11s, the Rifleman 3N hitting the Stalker in the left torso and left leg with medium lasers, going internal on the left leg. The Condor at the Rifleman hitting the right torso with an autocannon, left torso with a medium laser, down to 5 armor there. Allied Archer firing at the Locust on 12s and missing, and overheating himself to do so, if I know that Archer. The Crusader at the Hunter, landing 5 LRMs to its front, but not getting the crit. The Locust at Hoser's Ride, hits with a medium laser to the center torso. Hoser at the Rifleman, landing a PPC to the right torso, critting out a medium laser. PPC to the left torso, leaving it with 5 armor. Medium laser to the right leg, medium laser to the left torso, critical, destroying a medium laser. Nice shooting. Vidette at the Crusader, missing. Thunderbolt at the Locust and missing. Pegasus on our Rifleman 3C, hitting with 3 SRMs to the right torso and center torso. The Hunter at the Crusader, missing on a 10. Our Stalker at the Rifleman, missing the large lasers on 7s, hitting 3 of the 4 medium lasers, the left leg, left torso, and center torso. How has he still got so much armor? Gee, we've been wailing on him for a little bit, haven't we? 3 SRMs from the first launcher to the legs and the right torso. 4 missiles from the second launcher to the both legs and both side torsos, but still not getting any crits. Rifleman took 40 plus damage, needs a 6, gets a 10. Oh, and someone started a fire on the Rifleman's Hex, and we're going to kick him on a 5 if we could. We cannot, in fact. We need a 5, we get a 4. Rifleman 3C also kicks at the Hunter support tank and misses, but nobody falls down. Although the Rifleman nearly does on a 6. Okay, Cronus is at 2 heat, Awesome is at 3 heat, everyone else is running cool. Our reinforcements are starting to run hot. That Rifleman 3C is at 7 heat. Enemy pilot picked up by friendly Thunderbolt. Fire was started this round, we knew that. Going into round 9, 2 rounds remaining. We've won the initiative. We're at 3/4, they're at half. Banshee 3E number 55 is withdrawing and will continue to withdraw. Poser, I think I want you walking this turn into some cover. Probably walking next turn into some cover as well. Tsubasa, maybe want to wait for that Locust. Warwolf wants to wait for the Rifleman. Oh man. Considering that we won the initiative, it sure doesn't feel like it. Who do I move? The Stiletto come down here and try to finish off this Banshee. Jumping into sand. I don't think there's a chance of getting stuck. I think that's just swamps. We'll see. Wait, why is that? Yes, R. Let me just see what it says real quick. If it says anything. Oh, to avoid bogging down in a swamp. I did not realize that was a swamp. Instead, perhaps we move into the fire. We're not really worried about 2 points of heat. Although it'll be 5 if we end our turn there. Taking on the left side of that Rifleman, that's where his... Well, I mean, honestly, it looks like his left and right sides are about equal. Forget about equal. There is literally 1 point of damage separating his left side from his right side. His arms are equal, his legs are equal, his torsos are within a point. That said, we would like to be on his left side. That's a medium laser and an SRM to destroy that left torso. And yeah. That Locust is suicidal, clearly. Moderately evasive. Still in his rear arc? Yes. Alright, Condor succeeds, Rifleman passes through a fire, Pegasus succeeds. Banshee 54, sprinting with a damaged gyro, still trying to get up, hits the right torso rear and the left torso rear, critting on his autocannon ammo. So, when I said earlier that the Banshee would be there later, I was wrong. He literally destroyed himself. Destroyed by pilot death from the ejection. Like, what did you think? You needed a 17. I don't know why he was sprinting to try to get up. Like, I know you're in a bad place, but oof, maybe calm down a little bit there. Okay, so Stiletto does not appear to have a target. Except maybe this locust on a 13. That's not gonna happen. Tsubasa at the locust on 8s and 10s. Yeah, we'll go full heat. Poser, I guess only has the locust as a target on a 6 though. Into his, that does appear to be his rear arc. And then Warwolf on this rifleman. 8s. 8s is not great. We're building up a little bit of heat. We're gonna keep the LRMs silent. Let's see how this works. Yeah, we can go to 3 heat. I love this stalker. That sounds like fun. 6s to a locust rear arc. Yeah. I'm not expecting this locust to survive this round. He is just gonna get annihilated. Same thing with this rifleman. I know the odds on any one of those weapons is not great. We need like 8s with everything. But we're firing so much stuff at him that some of it's gonna stick. Alright, Rifleman 3C at the Hunter, hitting him in the front with both autocannon 10s and destroying the Hunter. The Enforcer at the Locust, missing on a 10, hitting him in the right leg with a large laser glancing blow. Blackjack at the Locust hits the other leg with a large laser glancing blow. The Condor at the Rifleman 3C, hitting with 2 medium lasers to the left leg and right arm. The Enforcer at the Locust, landing a solid hit with the autocannon 10 to the center torso for 10 points, and the large laser glancing off the head, causing his first consciousness check. Blackjack missing the Rifleman with his first shot, but hitting the second to the right arm. Hoser hits the PPC in the right arm of that Locust, destroying it, transferring into the right torso rear. Another solid hit there, going internal but not quite critting on anything. If you had hit the torso instead of the arm, he'd be missing that torso. Crusader at the Hunter. The Hunter's already dead. No, the Hunter's... Was it the Hunter? Hunter 45. Hunter 45, yeah, that's already dead. The Locust at the Allied Archer, because they hate them archers, hitting him in the left arm with a medium laser. The Archer returning fire, hitting the Locust solid hit to the left leg with a medium laser, leaving it with 3 structure. The Det at the Rifleman missing. Stalker at the Rifleman. Missing with the larges, missing with the first 2 mediums, left torso taking the other 2, blowing off the left arm, getting crits on the engine. So that Rifleman is not going to be able to dissipate any heat whatsoever. Missing with both SRM6s. So for everything that we fired, the only things that stuck were 2 medium lasers, but they stuck really well. Why didn't I fire all my PVCs? Because he was in your right arc even after you torso twisted. He was basically behind you. So I was only able to fire the 1 PPC. I thought it was weird that you said it was time to build up heat, because you were definitely taking a cooldown turn this turn. Because you were moving northwards and he was down, like, off to the side. The Pegasus at the Rifleman 3C, landing 4 SRMs. The Grasshopper, I didn't know the Grasshopper. At the Hunter, number 45 is already dead. But not before getting off 12 LRMs to the Crusader. The Thunderbolt at the Locust, landing a medium laser, glancing off the left torso. Machine gun glancing off the left torso. Locust took 40 plus damage, needs a 7, gets an 11, stays standing. Rifleman 3C took 20 damage, needs a 7, gets an 11. Warwolf, let us pick this Rifleman on a 6, hopefully. Make him prone, and then he won't be able to flee next turn. Yes, we have destroyed his left leg. I'm sure he's going to eject now, considering he's down to half a mech. Bunch of people trying to kick that Locust, all missing on 6s, 10s, and 9s. The Locust missed a kick, needs a 5, gets an 11. Rifleman goes down, takes 5 to the center torso, 6 to the center torso. Needs an 11 to avoid damage, needs a 5 to stay conscious. Enforcer number 58, missing his kick on the Locust, falls to the ground and barely avoids taking damage. Blackjack is at 3 heat. Awesome is at 0 heat, even standing in a fire. Or no, adding 5 heat and subtracting 4 to the Stalker. So the Stalker's at 3 heat, and it was worth it. Rifleman 3 in is at 6 heat because he took 2 engine hits. And he is only going to be sinking 9 heat, so he is guaranteed gaining 1 heat per turn, even if he does nothing. Enforcer's running warm, Thunderbolt running warm, Rifleman getting hot, Crusader getting hot, as they are wont to do. Because those mechs should really have more heat sinks than they have. We're at 76%, they're at 38, going into round 10. We just have to survive this round, and we can call it a victory. So the first thing that's going to happen, Hoser is going to turn this way, so that he is guaranteed a shot on that Locust, no matter where he goes, unless he, like, tears off down this way. Even 12 movement points, I don't think he's going to be able to get around this hill and down here. That's too much turning. So yeah, we're just going to have him turn. Stiletto, we're going to walk and get back shots on this Blackjack. Tsubasa, let me take a look here. What is our more strategic map looking like? They have just the one medium mech left and the one light mech left, and some tanks up here that we're not at all worried about. So yeah, there's literally only 2 targets left on the field. Tsubasa, you might as well reserve yourself for the Locust. Warwolf, let's come up here and mangle this Blackjack, shall we? Oh, we're not going to be able to out-reserve the Locust. Unless he gets behind us, there's really not much chance of him penetrating our armor. I'm thinking be something like this. Alright, I want to see where this Locust goes. Oh, he went into the woods. Rifleman ejects. Yeah, but we're gonna give that one to Warwolf because he absolutely destroyed that leg and got the engine crits. Banshee number 55 finally flees the battlefield. Enforcer gets up. Stalker passed through a fire. Condor and Pegasus both succeed, moving backwards over an elevation change. Hooray, Schwachter Rifleman. Yes, indeed. And maybe if you get lucky, you'll schwack a Blackjack as well. And just putting out sickening amounts of firepower and still cooling down. Even while moving through a fire. It's a little unreal. It's gonna be 6 and I mean those are 6s. 8 heat plus 6 heat plus 3 heat. Do we unload? Honestly, I may just keep the Stalker. I know, it's such a nice mech, isn't it? That quirk is just... it's not quite fair. we'll see how that goes. Honestly, it may get destroyed. I have bad luck at keeping stalkers alive, and I have bad luck at keeping you alive, so I hope the bad luck cancels each other out, even though I don't know why it would. Yeah, we'll build up to 7 heat on the last turn, no reason not to. We've got 11s on the locust, we'll take those. Oh man, he's just out of medium range. 9s. And an 11. Let's see. The Condor landing an autocannon 5 on the Rifleman 3C's left arm and a medium laser to his center torso. The Enforcer landing a glancing blow to the Locust's left torso with the autocannon. Stalker at the Blackjack landing a large laser to the left arm, medium laser to the right arm, medium laser to the left arm. The SRMs all miss. Rifleman 3C at the Condor hitting the turret for 20 points with his autocannons. The enemy Blackjack firing medium lasers at Hoser. Lands one of them in the right leg. Missing with everything else. Enemy Enforcer at the Allied Enforcer at the enemy Blackjack. Hits with the autocannon 10 to the left arm, transferring into the left torso, destroying the searchlight. Large laser to the head, forcing his first consciousness check. And then the Cronus laying into the Blackjack's rear arc with large laser to the center torso rear, leaving him with 1 armor. Medium lasers to the left and right torso, leaving them with 1 armor. And then the SRM-4 landing 2 SRMs to the right arm and left torso rear, going internal but no crit. The Crusader at the Pegasus, missing on 9s and 10s. The Locust missing on 8s and 12s. The Archer at the Blackjack hits with 16 LRMs to the left torso, left leg, left leg. Our friendly Blackjack at the Locust missing on 11s. The Vedette missing the Rifleman 3C on 9s. Crusader missing the Condor with his medium laser, but landing 12 LRMs to the left side, the front, and the left side, immobilizing it twice. And then following that up with 12 more LRMs to the left side and the turret, and almost destroying the turret. Thunderbolt at the Blackjack, missing on 12s and 10s. Pegasus at the Grasshopper, landing 4 SRMs. Awesome at the Locust, landing a glancing blow to the right arm, which transfers into the right torso, getting a crit on the engine, because there are no crits in the right torso. Missing with the other 2, but landing a glancing blow with the large laser to the right leg, leaving it with 0 armor. The Grasshopper, the Pegasus, landing a large laser to the right side, immobilizing it, and the medium laser also to the right side, immobilizing it again. Blackjack needs a 9 to stay standing and gets the 9. Alright, Stiletto. Can we punch this Blackjack if nothing else? Punched him in the leg for 6. Huzzah. Alright, and that concludes round 10, and therefore that concludes the mission / victory. Primary upward midst defeat. That should be it. Yes, we always do that. Even if it takes more than 1 click. Yeah, I believe we did control the battlefield. For pirates, they were pretty stacked. I agree, they really were. 2 Banshees, including 1 almost elite pilot, and a stalker, and everything. So, Ash's Archer took a beating, lost 1 leg. It's gonna need both legs. No armor on the front of its torso whatsoever. 1 point of armor on that left arm. So yeah, mostly intact except for the legs. It's gonna need some work. 3 double heat sinks. The gyro is gonna be real difficult to fix. Ash took 1 hit. Warwolf took 1 hit. The Locust, and the Blackjack all escaped with heavy damage on 2 of those. 80% salvage. We can take pretty much everything, what there is at any rate. We'll take the Rifleman 3 in because I like the Rifleman. Is it worth it? There's not much left of it. Well, I mean, it has arms and a leg. I mean, we might as well. We're allowed to take pretty much everything. 80% is pretty generous. Yeah, we'll do that. How many people did we capture? We captured 1 dude from the hunter, 2 dudes from the vedette. I say dude. I use the term dude for males and females. Alright, the Rifleman goes to Warwolf. So Warwolf with the vedette and the Rifleman, Hoser with the stalker, Tsubasa with the Clint, everything else, the Pegasus, the Hunter, those were done by allies. Yeah, we didn't really attack the tanks too much. I always justify pirates being that well equipped as being other merc companies. Yeah, it could have been a group of mercenaries. Engage the following enemy forces for 10 turns. This we did accomplish. And we engaged all of them for 10 turns, at least the ones that survived. And we got a scenario victory point for it. Did we though? Let me just check on that. We did not actually get a victory point for that. That was a scenario victory point, not a contract victory point. And unlike HBS, when a mech is ejected from, we can recover it. Actually, I don't know in HBS if we can recover ejected mechs. I just know that destroyed mechs kill the pilot, which is still BS. So we'll have the Atlas customization. Okay, just a quick refresher here. The Mackie is going to be done in a while. The Atlas will be done tomorrow. Emperor and the Quick Draw will be a while. The Warhammer will be a while. The Banshee will be a while. We convinced Kaula Wehelani and Iris McCallis and Airbale Swift to defect, so that's cool. We got some battle loss compensation, but not a lot. Even the Archer, we only got 18,000 C-bills for. Let me just allow. Great enemy marks. I guess we really schwacked Blaster's Big Bastards or Clyde's Capybaras. Yeah, we really did. We schooled them. With the exception of the Archer that we almost lost. So let's see, Infirmary. It's gonna be all the people to Delphine. Speaking of people, just a whole lot of you. Set edge triggers on head hits. Set edge trigger on KO check. Edge trigger on ammo explosion. And last but not least, mask failure, because why not? In HBS, a cord mech isn't a guaranteed kill. It's a certain percentage that is lowered if you advance their gut stats. As for recovery, I believe it's a 45% chance of recovery flat, minus some percentage per other parts lost. You put Ash 1 to 3. What do you mean 1 to 3? Odds? Where's Ash? Oh, Ash 9. Also, those 2 merc names I just came up with on the spot, but totally using them for later. Nice. Blaster's Big Bastards and Clyde's Capybaras. But yeah, Ash was one mech against three mechs. Yeah, that whole left side of the map was just way too concentrated. I was not prepared for them to put all of their assault mechs in one area. And I remember how it happened. The first thing they deployed was the Locust down in that corner. And so I deployed Tsubasa's Blackjack to cover that, and then they kind of put everything else over here. I did the best I could with the information I had available. A friend of mine plays and has her own full merc company with lore and a color scheme named Random Acts of Violence. Nice. um, I guess the Challenger Deep has a color scheme. It's the blue and yellow, or the blue with yellow touches, accents. That was it. Yeah. Blue and yellow with gray, I guess, arms and centers. But mostly I play as the Grey Knights, and their color scheme is monochromatic, shades of black and white. So yeah. That was quite the stream. We're gonna have rather a lot of repairs to do. In the meantime, do we not have any more? Do we still not have any cockpits? I know I ordered several. 3, 4, 5. There we go. Now we should have cockpits galore. All LAM company, Mary's Little Lambs. Nice. That's clever. So we're going to save. Yeah, no. I don't want to save over that for posterity's sake. But mission done, sure. Because I don't feel like being creative right now. And with that, I would like to thank everyone for joining me. Like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community, be a part of the Discord. Link is in my bio, all that good stuff. Thank everyone for joining me. It's been a pleasure. And Zenith Dante, thanks for the stream. Good game. I appreciate that, and it's good to hear from you. Yes, HBS tomorrow, and hopefully everyone has a happy holiday after that. With the new year, or I don't know if you celebrate Christmas a week late as well, Lark, but I hope everyone has a good night, if nothing else. And we'll see you tomorrow for HBS. And thank you and good night.